Hello everyone, welcome back to This Week at MBE. So we're here in the finished room, we'll go through some things. We got Jessel. These are things not everybody gets to see all the time. So when Jessel does a rocker system, they rapid prototype the rocker, the bar and everything, and they want us to double check and see if that's exactly what we want. And typically it always is. They do excellent work there. So this is the new Jessel system for the MBE CID LS7 cylinder head. So this head goes like 440 CFM. It's a true oval port. This is the model head here. So you can see how it looks as an oval port. So we did this port first. We didn't like how it turned out, so we did a whole nother port. We changed some things in it. And so from there we scanned it and did all of that. It's a great little LS7 cylinder head. I really think the casting's certainly probably the best LS7 casting on the market. You see Jessel rotated the rockers so we get a 1/2-inch push rod in it. Yeah, really nice job here. So from here, they've already made rockers for this, so all of this is a very easy order nowadays. Not an issue. Jessel time frames are typically 10 to 12 weeks. And remember, when you order here, you can order your pistons the same day you order cylinder heads, because we'll have all the information once we decide what the combustion chamber is. We'll have the valve locations, the valve depths, where everything's going to be in relationship to the deck, so you can order your pistons the same time you order cylinder heads, making the build 8 to 10 weeks sooner. So we've done a whole library of that, especially through COVID, because things were taking too long. This way, it just makes everything go a little bit more efficient. We got a set of big nines here. Customer switched from power adder to NA, so we have a set of these in inventory for a power adder. And then we got all the stuff here, which is great. We got billet cylinder heads, billet intake manifold, billet valley trays, and then all the fasteners and all of this are stainless, so nothing rusts, so it stays very nice for the customer forever. The billet manifold here, these are stainless here, these fasteners are. This is a billet big 9 manifold. So Mr. White stuff's just about finished because his rockers are shipping too. So the rocker, the stuff at T&D was originally 20 weeks and things like that. I don't know what's going on, but they are killing it because I'm getting rockers in 8 to 10 weeks. And I don't feel like there's any reason for me to think it won't continue. So all these builds are definitely going to keep going quicker and quicker. So we got billet valve covers that we do for this. That's a dovetail O-ring, meaning it's machined with a dovetail so the O-ring can't come out. So you don't have to worry about it when you go put it on the engine that the O-ring's going to fall out. So these are pretty sweet. And along with the billet small block Chevy head and the billet Ford head. Thing nice about this, we changed some things, so now, but anyway, let's talk about that. And then one of John at CID's intake manifold here. So this is for an LS. And then we have one for an 11-degree symmetrical head that we do also using John at CID's manifold. We're so lucky to have John at CID. And then let's go in here. We got lots of stuff going on here. So we got A460s. We're waiting for castings for a while. All the castings come in. We actually have 3 sets of these A460s in inventory. You don't have to wait for them. So we do have 3 sets in inventory for the A460s. Typically these go to drag racers and truck pullers or mud racing, sand race drags, things like that. So these can be used anywhere from the 485 cubic inch guys that run 9,500, 10,000 RPM on the truck pull side to the drag race guys that run 630 cubic inches. So the port will fit all of that, and if it doesn't, I'll let you know and we'll do something different for you. Here's the first set of 20 degree maxes. If you remember, or maybe you don't, but these haven't been valve job yet. These are fresh off the machine. These are for a gentleman, Dustin Yankee, but he's doing it for a drag race application. But in the past, I told you a couple of the sanctioning bodies had made the MBE 18-degree conventional illegal before it even got out on the track, which is crazy to me. So we made a 20 because we put all these positions in ourselves. We dictate it. So now we have a 20. So we have an option for the people that made the 18 illegal. we have our own 20. The 20 flows identical to the 18. All we did is move the valve angle 2 degrees. Not a big deal. Combustion chamber is 5 cc's larger, so not a big deal there either. But it incorporates all of the many fasteners that the Max does. All of that is the same. So the model head is at T&D right now, and it's getting all mocked up for it's because it's a new bar. It has different valve lengths because of a lot of the things we had to do to make it work. So I got that. We got a set of Pro Mod heads. So this is like from the Brad Anderson platform, because we do billet heads for those. So we do those for truck pulling, drag racing. You know, it's a very popular market for us. So we do that. We thank Brad Anderson for creating it. And then just a set of Big Dukes right there in for service. And then we'll come out here. And some of the stuff that's come in over here. So this customer right here is doing a power adder, and just because it's not our heads, we don't mind helping at all. So some of the stuff that came in here, so this is a Profiler Big Chief style cylinder head. I believe he's going to have a Pro Charger on it. But some of the things we see right away, of course, it needs a soft chamber. We have to get real aggressive with the soft chamber for this so it doesn't detonate, meaning it comes in at a conical at 7 degrees and it machines at 7 degrees down this way. Also, we're going to lay the chamber back on this and everything, so it's going to accomplish 2 things. For one, it's going to make the chamber larger, which is going to help him for their application. The other thing it's going to do, it's going to pick up flow numbers. It's going to flow more air. It's going to make more power. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. We're actually going to get rid of some quench, create some power, and make it so it doesn't detonate. So they'll be able to run more timing. If you can run more timing, timing is power. Things like that. So those are here. So like I said, not our program, but I don't care. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to help the engine builders and and the racers themselves. Now we got a new small block Ford inline head that we're doing. So we're real excited about this. We made a lot of big moves on this. We've made a lot of big moves on this. We have a lot more cross section area than we had before, so this will be for a drag race application. So very excited about that. Model's finished. We got all the laser scanning finished. Now it's on to running cam, and then just stuff. We got stuff everywhere. And then we'll come in here. Well, we got billets. You can see we got billet material. So we're running through some of these. We're making a run of billet 4150s right now for the Chevrolets, for like the super late models and things like that. So we'll have that stuff on the shelf, so we can get the stuff out, much quicker. So we're going to make a run of those and put them on the shelf. Excited about that. We have a set of 11-degree Big Chiefs. This is one of the first sets of 11-degree Big Chiefs that we ever did. This is from 2006-ish. It's a long time. But anyways, they're here for service. So it's amazing. You look back at something from 2006, and I can just look at this and see how we've improved over the years with our machining, and certainly on the CNC machining side. But yeah, it's nice. Everything evolves. So this is the MBE symmetrical small block Chevy head. So when we get these, they don't have bolt holes or anything in them because we have to put all of that in there. And obviously this is a nitrous. This has got Steve Johnson Induction Solutions nozzles in it. So I guess that'll be his system. They seem to be very popular. Obviously Steve knows what he's doing. He's proven that for decades. John at CID's intake manifold, because they got big enough plenums in them, short enough runners to make power, and the runners are large enough for the larger cubic inch stuff. Without John, we wouldn't have any place to go except go to billet. So it's nice that we have the cast option, and he gives us something that we can use. And he did an exceptional job designing this. Set of big 9s. So obviously they're mocking up for a valley tray. So Bob or Ian will mock all this up. They'll give the dimensions to the CNC, and then they'll make the plate that goes on here. So we'll mock it up for the deck height of the engine. We'll take for the head gasket and everything. So when you get it, everything bolts on and fits. One nice thing about these pieces, they're O-ringed on the other side of this. So this is all O-ringed. You don't have to run silicone on it. The only place you have to run silicone will be on the China rail. So that makes everything really clean and just nice, the way it should be. And Scott here, he gets the credit for that. He goes, Matt, we need to be O-ringing this stuff. You know, we need to make the valley trace, we need to scalp all that material out of it, make it so it looks like a real race part. So it's nice if you got guys that want things to be just that extra nice. So this set of heads is a friend of mine's son, Bob Millard. This is Bobby Millard's stuff from Royal Oak, Michigan, where I grew up. So his son's building an LS turbo engine. His dad is a very NA, naturally aspirated guy, and I think Bobby's probably gonna change his world when he builds a horsepower. It's gonna make this with a turbo on it. It's gonna be great. So we're just taking his RHS cylinder heads. We're gonna update everything for the power adder. We're gonna update the intake port, the exhaust port, because the exhaust port will definitely need some work, especially for a turbo. We need to take advantage of the power adder, so we need to improve the exhaust port, but we'll improve the intake port too. So these are here. So we're getting these finished for him. He's going to send an intake to us, and we'll do some work on that too. So I'm glad we get to do that. It's kind of cool that everything comes full circle, and it's nice. It's really cool that his son's a motorhead. It's good stuff. Of course, just all the intake manifolds here. So this is an old big block Northeast manifold here. You got John at CID. This is going on a billet set of Fords. This is what this is going on. So we're doing a billet set, normally aspirated. Really excited about this. Sandy Wilkins is building the engine, so I have no doubt that this thing's going to definitely make some crank. So pretty excited about that. You got a 10-2 Big 9 cast manifold, because we don't mind doing cast manifolds. The billet sometimes is too much cost. I get it. It's no problem. So typically we have 1 or 2 of these in stock. So actually this one is in inventory too. So we have those ported and ready to go, and I always keep the castings in inventory. The whole thing is not to be the land of broken promises. This is an interesting manifold right here. This is a Sniper Junior. So this is going on a conventional head that we do. The interesting part about this, the truck pullers, this is a 6,000 RPM rule. Max RPM, only 6,000 RPM. So basically, we had to go from a manifold this size that we usually do, that the guys that run 10,000 RPM, to a manifold that's this size to accommodate 6,000 RPM. Everything has its challenges, but one thing here, we put a lot of thought into it, and we really thought that this manifold would be much, much better for the application. So I'm really looking forward to this, because I think this is an excellent mate after we port it. But look at the difference. So this is what goes on the 10,200 RPM, and this is what's going on the same cylinder head, and this is going on the 6,000 RPM. Significantly different. Look at the length from here to here. Here. Yeah, but to fill 10,000 RPM, you need a big enough reservoir. It needs plenum volume. At 6,000, you don't. If we put something like this on that 6,000 RPM engine, that thing would be a pig. It wouldn't get out of its own way. It would be awful. So it's cool. It's great we had that option, and they had it. Another one of John CID's manifolds here. Another CID. This has dash 12 fuel rails on it. So obviously this is fuel injected. So this could be anything from nowadays, EFI could be for anything. Procharger, turbo, nitrous even. It could be for any of that. Another one of those big manifolds there. And then let's go over here, Biggs. Over here. Oh, yeah. So we're machining billet. These are some of the billet pieces for the billet intake manifolds. If you can believe this piece probably weighs 100 pounds. This does half a manifold. So you can imagine how much waste it is, because these billet 4150s come off the machine. They come off the machine. Yeah, so here's the chips. This is one roughing program. That's a 55-gallon drum. That is one op of the roughing program. The manifold still has another 40% of machining, 50%. We'll fill 2 or 3 of these up for each half on the Big 9. It's a lot of waste. But it's okay. We can rip chips, so we got that going for us. So each half starts off at 100 pounds. You got 200 pounds. When it's finished, that manifold completely, both halves together, weighs 9 pounds. The reason why we do that, so here's the Dominator version, but we have a 4150 version that we're doing right now for the super late model guys and dirt guys, endurance, things of that nature. But 9 pounds, a typical cast manifold is going to weigh in the 16 to 17 pounds. That's a lot of weight up high. So I would have to think that that would help make the car turn. That weight up high is pretty important for those guys. So that is This Week at MBE. Thank you for joining us, everybody, and have a great weekend.